Well, as the vaccines roll out, one of the big questions that remains is when will we reach herd immunity?
There's some debate about that in the medical world. Dr. Jeff Potoff joins us now to talk about all this. Doctor, good to see you again.
Good to see you guys too.
First of all, what is herd immunity? Why is that important?
Yeah, so herd immunity is this concept that enough people are immune from a disease such that, anyone that might have the disease has a really hard time spreading it to anyone else because more than likely they'll run into someone who's immune. And that's kind of like the gold standard for these viral diseases. If we can get herd immunity, we see very little transmission of this disease, in this case, COVID-19.
That requires how many people to get the vaccine? And when, do you have any idea when we might reach that milestone?
Yeah, it actually takes pretty high numbers of people to be immunized or immune from the disease. 70 to 80% is probably a reasonable target. And I think, right now you're seeing a lot of variability in when people say they think it might happen, just because there's a few things out there that really play into it. So one is how many people are willing to get vaccinated. If we see high adoptions of the vaccine, that helps us reach herd immunity a bit quicker. And then the second thing is we're in this state where it's likely that we're going to have much more vaccine available. We know that the vaccinators are ready to give it, and if that goes well and we have much more vaccine, we can reach herd immunity much quicker. If we continue to have gaps in or decreased supply of vaccine, it could take quite a bit longer. So I think best guess is probably late summer, but there's enough that could change where we could be a couple weeks later and we'll be singing a different tune.
If we do reach that, does life go back to normal, or we still have to stay masked up and socially distanced?
Yeah, it starts to look a lot more like normal than what it does right now, because once everyone's immune from the disease, the requirements to wear a mask and stay socially distanced don't matter as much, because even if the virus is out there a little bit, it's really unlikely that anyone that you come in contact with, if you're positive, would get sick. So herd immunity is our best chance to get back to normal.
Well, getting back to normal, a lot of people are wondering, okay, if you're vaccinated, can you hug your parents? Can your grandparents hug their grandkids? Is it safe to do that? Dr. Fauci was asked about that yesterday, and he was very cautious in his response, and that led some people to think, oh, even being vaccinated, we're not going to get back to normal as quickly as we hope we will.
Yeah, I think, the big issue there is, once a lot of us are vaccinated, those things become safe to do. What we don't know yet is if you're vaccinated, we're not sure if you can still pass the disease on to others. So we don't want people necessarily to be passing it on when they're vaccinated. As research goes on, we may find that people who are vaccinated can't even pass the disease on, and that would make those activities safer. So there still is a little bit of hesitancy to say, just go and meet with people, because people who are vaccinated may be able to make other people sick. But within the next couple months, I think we'll know the answer to that, and that would get us back to normal a little bit quicker too.
Yeah, there's still a lot of things we're learning almost every day about this.
Yeah, I think, the thing that's so difficult with COVID-19 is the science is not yet done. We're in the process of learning, and that's a messy process, and it takes a little bit of time, and it's something that we're just not used to seeing in the public sphere, the messiness that is science happening, and feeling more confident about recommendations as we learn more.
Well, more vaccines, the supply is starting to catch up with the demand, which is a good thing. Is the second dose of the vaccine, Dr. Potoff, the same as the first shot, or is it a booster for the first shot?
It's the same shot. So it's called a booster because it boosts your immune response, but the material, the injection that you get is the same as the first one. So it's not a different shot or a different dose, but it does boost your immunity.
Okay.
The numbers are going in the right direction, but we still need to be vigilant, that's for sure. Doctor,
yeah, things look good, but we got to just do it a little bit longer.
All right, Doctor, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Dr. Potoff. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Still